Hey Glam Fam, welcome to today's video. We're testing out the brand new Haus Labs Triclone Foundation. We're going to see how this wears on my over 40 skin. We're going to do a wear test and just have some fun. I'm Kristi. If you're new here, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and click that post notification bell. Join us. We're here every Friday and Sunday, and we'd love for you to become part of our family. Please give this video a huge thumbs up when you guys hit the like button, and when you comment below, it really helps my videos out. You can follow me on all my socials at Kristi Allure and check out my merch, GlamorousLifeCollections.com. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright Glam Fam, let's get started. We are testing out this brand new Haus Labs Triclone Skin Foundation. This is packed with 20 plus skincare ingredients. I'm not a big fan of a lot of skincare in my foundations and concealers. I feel like everyone's skin type is so different and the ages are so different that it just blows my mind that more companies don't realize you don't need to pack all these skincare ingredients in a foundation. We're gonna get that from our skincare products. So that bothers me a little bit, but there's a couple ingredients in here that do intrigue me. So let's jump into the details. This does run $45. It's the standard 1 ounce, 30 mils, but it's $1.50 per mil. That's a really good price point. That means you're getting a ton of foundation in here. This is a very heavy, sturdy, beautiful packaging. Not ideal for traveling, but it is really beautiful to look at and to have on your vanity. This does come in 51 shades, so that's a really good shade range. I had a difficult time finding my shade though. I'm gonna be very transparent about that. What I ordered will work, but it's not my ideal match. So I did get a couple samples from my local Sephora. Thank you, Tatiana, for helping me. And we found that 120W was the best shade for me, especially for the winter time. So we'll go over all those shades in just a second, but let's just touch on the main points of this product. This is a buildable medium coverage, weightless, clean foundation with fermented arnica that reduces redness, helps even skin tone, and protects from environmental stress. It's hypoallergenic. It's made again with 20 plus skincare ingredients. This proprietary formula delivers ultra comfortable long wear performance without compromising your skin. It has a weightless serum-like texture, seamlessly blurs texture and pores for a natural skin-like finish. She described it as a luminous skin-like finish, so I think this is going to be more of a luminous foundation. This is long wearing with 12-hour plus wear time, no slipping or caking. This product is vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. The highlighted ingredients are their patent-pending fermented arnica, which is supposed to visibly reduce redness and irritation. They did claim that this is 860% more potent than conventional arnica. It also has Intellizen 7 complex, which is a proprietary blend of medicinal herbs and promotes healing and calming. Bioferment 7 complex, which is a proprietary blend of super antioxidants that protect the skin from stress. They did say to shake this foundation well, which is typical of most serum-like foundations before using. So again, this is available in 51 shades and it runs from fair to deep. So you have deep, medium skin tones, light, medium, light, and fair. I feel like this is a really good shade range. Let's be honest, for her first foundation, 51 shades is a lot. I just had a problem finding my undertone. It just seemed to me that these run very, very dark, and even the girls in Sephora agreed with me on that. So what you think you might be, I would go a little bit lighter because it does oxidize. So I walked around for a little while outside and was able to show you some outdoor video, but those are the swatches that I did in store. So let's cover what I did swatch. So the first one is shade 260, which is light, medium, cool, golden, olive undertone. That appeared very green and ashy to us ladies in Sephora. We were like, wow, that is really ashy and really green. So be mindful of that. Even though you may think you're an olive undertone, you may want to go in there and swatch it, get a sample of it. Shade 230 is light medium with cool golden peach undertones. That was very orangey and too dark for my skin. Shade 210 is light medium neutral with soft peach undertones. And then 145 is what I have the bottle, and that's light, cool, golden peach undertones. I do think 145, and then the next one I did get a sample of, 120, which is light, warm peach undertones. I think both of those will work for me. I thought I picked up 260, but I did pick up 145. So thank goodness, because I would have not been able to use any of those light medium shades. And then shade 110 is light neutral with very light neutral undertones. And that definitely has more of like a yellow undertone. I actually love the 145, 120, and 110. I think those are the perfect undertones right there for my skin type. So if I were you, I would definitely, I mean, Sephora is really good about exchanging and returns, but this might be one of those foundations you want to try out in store before ordering, because you want to make sure that you are really getting the right shade, and they are very good with their samples. So get a sample, take it home, see how it works, let it oxidize, let it wear throughout the day, and then you'll figure out your shade, and then you can always order it online, and definitely use my affiliate link if you guys don't mind. Thank you so much for always using my affiliate links. I really do appreciate that. So I'll just touch on the 145 because I do have that one single by itself, and that is again light cool golden peach undertones, which is why it kind of gives that neutral yellow undertone, which is a pretty undertone. I'm just afraid it's going to be a little too dark once it dries down, especially since my self tanner has really worn off. And by the way, Lady Gaga wears shade 220 light medium with warm peach undertones. Just in case you're similar to Lady Gaga's skin tone, she's a little bit darker than me. I think she self tans a little bit more than I do. Let's take a look at the full ingredient list. So we do have water as our first ingredient, and then we have the trimethacones, the dimethacones, the alkalines. There's just a ton of stuff in there. Seed oil, there's that ferment extra filtrate. So there's a lot of names in there I'm not really that familiar with. That is a really long ingredient list. I don't personally like that many ingredients in my product. Whether they're clean and good for your skin or not, I just feel like when you include that many ingredients, you can easily start narrowing down your clients because your customers, because a lot of people are allergic to a lot of different oils and stuff like that. So you just have to be so careful as a brand that I just feel like I don't understand why they don't just give me more minimal ingredient list. I think it's great that they're packing it with skincare, and maybe it's amazing for other people, and maybe this will be amazing, but it's just not my ideal ingredient list. Again, I would just personally like to use my own skincare because I know that works, and use a foundation like Hourglass or Makeup Forever HD Skin with more minimal ingredient list, and that work really well on my skin over my skincare. And my skincare is dermatology. I know it's working for a lot of you out there, and I'm so happy that a lot of you have really jumped on board with dermatology. You can use my code KRA20. You'll always get 20% off your entire purchase. That never ends, and it is a really, really good. It's the only sunscreen I will use, so that's why I'm glad that this one doesn't have a sunscreen on, because I already do have my dermatology sunscreen on because I want to try it out with all of that. All right, let's try out this foundation. I already showed you guys the swatches. I'm just debating on whether or not I want to do the 145 or the 120. So I'm going to show you guys in studio so you can see them side by side. This actually might work, this 145. And then this is 120. Oh, actually, I think I do like the 145 a little bit more than the 120. So we are going to go with 145. That's 145, that's 120. I'm just afraid that that's gonna oxidize this one, but we're gonna find out today. We'll just go with that one for today. I'll show you the up close shots because those are prettier. That bottle is so luxe. This foundation is made in Korea, and it does have a 12-month shelf life, so keep that in mind because of all the skincare ingredients I'm thinking, and the fact that it's more of like a serum-like finish, it has a little bit shorter of a shelf life. But this is really beautiful packaging. I mean, I absolutely love how sleek this looks. This looks like my La Mer bottle, and it has like a black pump area, which I think is very sleek and beautiful. I love it. It has the name on the bottom, nothing in the back, but it's just really, really beautiful. It is heavy. Like, it's gonna look gorgeous on my vanity, but this is not ideal for traveling. And this does have like her little logo, although I got it nice and dirty with the H for house slabs. So really cute. Let's just do the 145 today. And I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it with my fingers. Make sure you shake this. I almost forgot. With most serum foundations, you definitely want to shake, shake, shake. I don't hear anything. It's not like swishing or anything like that. And then I'll put that on the back of my hand. We'll just do one pump for right now. That's what it looks like. So a little runny, which is why it's more of a serum-like foundation, which is why you want to make sure you shake it. So I think I'm going to apply this first with my hands, because typically serums just apply better with your fingers. So we're just going to do that. And then we'll layer with the brush. This is not one I would use this with a sponge. I would not recommend that unless you want a really, like, unless you're going over it. This is one I would definitely use with your fingers first. This feels like no scent, which I love. This feels like I have some redness right here, so we're gonna see on this side. So we're gonna see how that covers it, and I have some redness right here. So we'll see how that covers. And you can watch this video in 4K. I always like to remind you guys, just hit that little star right there and you can hit the settings. And I think it's like 2140 HD. And 4K really gives you guys a good up close shot of Kristi. Maybe a little too close. So I already have my eye makeup on, by the way. And I just did something really simple. All I did was bronzer, and then I just popped my lashes on and my eyebrows. We're not doing anything fancy today. We're just trying out this foundation. That's the main thing. It's pretty. It actually is really pretty. It gives you a very beautiful skin-like finish. We're gonna get a nice long wear test in. It's about, what time is it? 9:23 a.m. I was trying to get an earlier start, but there is people working outside, and I'm thinking because it's so hot and humid, they just want to get an early start. So I've had to kind of wait till they were done. Otherwise, that's all you would have heard. But yeah, that's really pretty. So that's one layer right there. Get you guys nice and close so you can see. No, I don't have flawless skin, but I have some sun damage is all I have. But thankfully, I haven't been breaking out, knock on wood, so for quite a while since I started my dermatology. So loving my skincare and everything, and not using coconut oil has been really a true blessing for me. All right, let's try a foundation brush now. Let's do my BK Beauty 101, and we're just gonna do one more layer. And I just wanna see, I think this is really pretty, and I can get away with this and just do like a little bit of powder and concealer, and I think that would be gorgeous. But I do wanna build it up to see how it wears throughout the rest of the day, and we'll get some outdoor footage. I'll end this video with my wear test, as I always do. I don't come back on camera because there's no point in my studio. In my opinion, when you do a wear test, you come back in studio, you're under all your lights, it's gonna look pretty, you know, no matter what. It's gonna look better. I'd rather do my wear test and end it outside on my iPhone with no lights, just to give you guys a better perspective. So that's why I do that. So when I do my rankings at the end and I give you my final thoughts, always take those with a grain of salt, because I'm giving you a kind of a preliminary where I would rank it right off the bat. Because typically I know if I'm gonna like a foundation. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. I can tell. I can see where it's going to go, and I have a good feeling of it. So some things like, is it long wearing and all that, that's stuff I have to judge over time, and I will always update you in future videos and on monthly favorites. If it's either a fail, if I don't mention it in monthly favorites, that just means I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. It's not something I'm gonna reach for. So that's how I judge all that. I'm sorry, they're back to working again, so I hope you can't hear that. We're gonna do one more pump, okay? That's it, just that little pump. Trying to figure out what concealer I would use with this one, and I think I'm gonna do the Hourglass. I just talked about how I used it in that last video you can check out. I just rated it and tried the new Hourglass Holiday 2022 Butterfly Palette. So check out my review on that. I forgot how much I loved that Hourglass concealer. I actually think this is a really good match more than I thought it would be. I think 120 would be my winter shade, but I think for this, for my self tanner is still a little bit on, that this is a really good shade, but I wouldn't go any darker, and we're just gonna have to see how it oxidizes throughout the rest of the day and what it looks like outside. So that's gonna be the true test, but so far so good. It is a very luminous finish. So if you're not into luminous foundations, I would steer clear of this. If you have oily skin, I don't know how this would hold up on oily skin, to be quite honest. I personally don't think it would be the best choice for you. But if you have very dry skin, I think this is gonna be phenomenal because it's so moisturizing. But, you know, you don't get, you still see my imperfections peeking through. Not so much with all my lights, but in my iPhone, you can still see that. But other than that, it's pretty. I don't know if it's my favorite foundation, to be quite honest, but it's really beautiful. It's very hydrating looking. So I just have to gauge, you know, you never know. I may, at the end of the day, go, oh my gosh, I love this one. So I'll let you know at the very end. So watch through the end. All right, let's take my Hourglass concealer and let's just, I'm gonna speed through this, but we'll see how it plays. So this is Oat, by the way, from Hourglass. Now I'm just going over it with my BK Beauty, the same, nothing on this brush, just whatever was left over from the foundation. What I like to do is I like to go over everything so that the foundation and the concealer all mesh together as one. And I always take, again, the sides and really just make sure I'm patting that into the skin. This is definitely a really beautiful foundation. I have to admit that. It's really pretty. And I like that when I put the concealer on, it gave me a little bit more of a matte, not semi, like a natural finish when I went over it, because I'm mixing the two in a sense. So I like that, but I love that the initial layer is really pretty because it's very hydrating. Anyway, that's the way it looks. This is definitely one I'm gonna powder down without a doubt. You can leave it this way, it's really beautiful, but good luck on letting that wear the rest of the day in heat. So let's take my one size powder, 2R, as I always do. The only thing is I don't think it's pore minimizing. I think once I put my powder on, it was pore minimizing because the powder is pore minimizing. But before that, there wasn't anything that really, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like Makeup Forever HD Skin makes my skin look better. But if you like more of a radiant, natural finish, I think this is definitely going to be your foundation. I mean, this is really beautiful for that. It is very wet still, so the dry down time is gonna take a while. This is too sticky of a feeling for me personally. I like foundations that kind of dry down. That's just my personal preference though, so you have to remember that everyone's different. But it is really, really beautiful. Now, if you were not a fan of the Lancome Care and Glow because you felt like that was too much of a matte finish or it was too thick, this might be a really good option for you. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of my seamless powder from Viseart, and this is just a really good one to set down. This is just a translucent finish. See how that blurs out my skin? Like, it's such a beautiful, beautiful powder. Do you see how beautiful that Viseart powder is? Can we talk about that? So she did launch a powder to go with this foundation. I have too many powders and I love my powders, and it really wasn't anything that was jumping out at me, to be quite honest. Maybe during the sale time I'll pick it up and try it out. I love my powders so much. I can't see myself derailing from this Viseart one. That's how it looks with powdered down, nothing else on it. Now I like this. Now I love it because I love the way I feel moisturized underneath, but I still have that powder to make me feel more secure throughout the rest of the day. And that's a very translucent powder, so it's not gonna interfere with the color tone, which is what I didn't want to do because I want to make sure we like the color tone. But that's really pretty, really, really pretty. In my monitor, it looks like my skin looks flawless, but when you look at my iPhone pictures, you can see some of my imperfections or my discolorization popping through because there's just not a whole lot of coverage. But this is just not my preference of a foundation, but not to say I don't think it's beautiful. Just because it's not for my cup of tea doesn't mean I don't think it's beautiful, or there's a time and place for it. Like maybe I'll use this on just a very natural day, or if I'm feeling very dehydrated in my skin, like this would be one I would definitely want to reach for. So I do like that. I want to keep playing with it more. But once I put my Charlotte Tilbury on, I felt much better. All right, just do a quick little bronze up of the skin, and then we'll wrap this up. So I'll just sweep through this. I'm just taking my Viseart. This is just my little Z palette type magnetic empty palette. Just taking Viseart right here. This is Bronze Noir. Somebody asked me, or Regina asked me the other day what I contoured with, and this is what I used. It's just such, like, just the perfect contour. I'm telling you guys, it's so pretty. So luckily it's nice and powdered there, so I was able to swipe a little bit, but again, I would use pressing motions if you don't set down a lot. Sometimes I like to mix my Makeup Forever SD116 with the Viseart. That's why I always keep those in there. And the Makeup Forever one has a little bit more pigment, but it's the Viseart softens it up. That's actually my favorite combination right there for contouring, is those two. So one thing I'm already noticing is that it's breaking apart on my laugh lines. So, and this is only within the first hour, so that's not a good sign. All right, we'll just keep going. We're gonna keep going. Other than that, I think it's really pretty. It's just not wearing so good on my lines right here, and it could be that it's really hot in here too, so this is really giving it a good test right now. Let's bronze up a little bit more. Just gonna take my Victoria Beckham Bronzing Brick in shade 4. This is what I have on my eyes too, so I'll just kind of touch up my eyes, do a little refresh. I'm just taking my Viseart contour powder, and really not much on here, and just kind of blending out those edges like that. Such an easy look. This is my go-to off the filming look, and it's just using that Viseart contour in Bronze Noir. So pretty. But yeah, that looks really good, right? You guys like that? Let's add in some highlight. We're gonna use the Haus Labs. I really like this highlighter by Haus Labs. I'll put the color right there, I can't see, but I did this on another video. It's such a beautiful, like, opalescent color. It's really stunning. It's a really beautiful highlighter. All right, let's take my Wayne Goss airbrush. This is gonna be in stock soon, so put your notification bell on. This sells out so fast. See how pretty that is? I really love this formula. So beautiful. And she does have bronzer. She has a ton of stuff, but her bronzer had coconut, had that capryl caprylic triglyceride in it, so that was a no-go for me, but it looks beautiful if you're not allergic to coconut oil. All right, let's do a little bit of blush. Just a little bit. Let's do a little bit of this new Hourglass one because I like it so much. Oh, no. We're gonna try the Gucci one. Oh my goodness, Kristi. You forgot. I told everyone I would try this. This is Rosy Tan shade 5. Ugh, can we just talk about how gorgeous that packaging is again? So this is shade 5, Rosy Tan. You can watch my full review on the other shades that I already demoed on another video. So this is Rosy Tan. This is not one I would have gravitated towards, but it looks really, really beautiful. And I told a few of you I would try this on camera. So let's make sure we have a clean brush. We'll use my BK Beauty Angie, and they are gonna be having a huge sale soon. So make sure you have your notification bell on. You guys know how much I love this series of Angie brushes. So I'll post it on my Instagram. Make sure you're following me at Kristi Allure on Instagram, and give you guys a warning. For now, you can use my code Kristi10 and get 10% off if you wanna buy right now. So we're gonna try it on here. This is a brand new one, so it's nice and clean. Ooh, she's pretty. Okay, so this is not a color I would have gravitated towards, but it's pretty. It is very soft. This might be a little too dark for me during the winter time frame, but it's really pretty. It's actually prettier than I thought it would be. It gives a nice soft pink tone to it. I like it actually. It reminds me of this one from Armani that I love, shade 51. This is more of like a cream tone, But it kind of reminds me of that, right? When you look at them together, like they'd go really well together. Really beautiful. They're about the same tone. So if like you really wanted your blush to say, these would go really well together. I'd use the Armani as the base and then put that over it as the powder. That's actually really pretty. I know a few of you were interested in this is my favorite cream formula besides the new Natasha Denona one. So pretty. But yeah, this is actually really pretty. This is softer pink than it looks in the pan. And this one does build up quickly. That is actually a really pretty color. I like it. And it's more of a matte dry down versus a radiant, which I like. Yeah, that's really pretty actually. I think it pulled together once I put the blush and the powders. Everything was playing well together. Nothing was choppy or breaking up, so I appreciate that. I'm gonna give this product a 3 out of 5. And that's just my personal preference on foundation. So keep that in mind, take that with a grain of salt. I haven't seen any other reviews, so I don't know what other people are saying about this foundation, but I personally, it's just not my cup of tea, like I said. But if you like a really dewy, radiant foundation, you're gonna love this foundation. It is really beautiful. And if you like a lot of skincare ingredients in your foundations, you're gonna love that. Again, me personally, that's not my favorite, but I think it looks good on my dry skin this morning, and I think it's hydrating beyond, like it is a really hydrating product. I just feel like it's not really wearing well in the 2 hours that I've been filming right here. So that's the only caveat I have right now at first impression. So let's take a look at my rate card. And when it comes to application, I think it applied beautifully. I think this is one definitely to use with your hands or a brush. I think if you want a really light coverage or just kind of go over things, you can use a sponge. But if you want any type of pigment or coverage, you're gonna have to really utilize your hands or a brush for this type of application. So application, I'm gonna give it 100% because I do think it applied really beautifully. Coverage, that's where I felt like it just didn't give a whole lot of coverage. And maybe it says medium buildable coverage. I would say this is more light to medium. I don't know. I think it's definitely not full coverage. You can build it from light to medium is probably how I would say that. So for me, that's a 50%. I don't know. For me, it wasn't amazing for coverage. And I think if you built it more than I did, you would run into cakey issues. Shade range, 100%. My goodness, 51 shades. And I did end up finding a good match. It just took a while. So it's just one of those things where it's trial and error. Hopefully those swatches helped you guys out. So 100% on the shade range. As far as long wearing, I don't know. Just judging based off of how it's wearing on my frown lines right now. I mean, it says 12 plus hours, but I don't know about that. And I don't know how this is gonna hold up on oily skin either. So I'm gonna say 60% on long wearing because I really don't know. I mean, sometimes it could wear better throughout the rest of the day. So again, I'll keep you guys posted. Ingredients, again, I'm just not a fan of 21 skincare ingredients that could potentially be sensitive to other people's skin. So for me, I don't know. I just feel like there was way too many ingredients in this. So for me, that's a 60%. Worth the money? I don't know. I mean, $1.50 per mil is not bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say 80% on that. I just don't know if it's quite 100% because you're initially paying $45, and I really think you're paying for the packaging more than anything because the packaging feels like $100, but the actual product in itself, I don't know. So all in all, I would say 75% of me would recommend this product. I know 75% is not a whole lot, but the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm realizing like some areas I think it's really pretty and it looks really good on my skin. And then other areas like through my fine lines, I feel like that's being accentuated. And I feel like right here, my Gucci blush over my Hourglass and my HD Skin and my Armani Luminous Silk went over beautifully. Now this is feeling a little patchy right here. So I used all my normal powders in products that I love and I know look good on any foundation. And that's what I typically like to do when I'm trying out foundations. And if it's looking a little patchy there, that makes me nervous. And I have a little bit more texture on this side, so that might be it too. So always take what I say with a grain of salt, because again, you have to remember this may look really amazing on your skin. I feel like when I don't rate products very good is when I get ridiculed in the comments in the past. Lately, I've been liking a lot of stuff, so I haven't really been that negative on anything, but I always get nervous because either people are huge Lady Gaga fans and they're not gonna be happy with me because they wanna love the product, or they really liked it and they don't understand why I didn't rate it good. But remember, we're all individual, we're all different. Just because it didn't look good on my skin, it may look amazing on your skin. So I always get so nervous when I don't rate products that good. So I hope you guys appreciate my honesty, because I like to be very, very, very honest with you guys. I paid $45 for this, so I wanna make sure this is gonna look good on my skin, or this is gonna be something I'm going to reach for. And honestly, this is not something I would reach for. I think if you want or you like a more natural, radiant finish, but you don't want it to be too dewy, Armani Luminous Silk is the best foundation on the market for that. Number one, this just holds #1 spot for me for that semi-luminous, radiant finish, but yet it gives me coverage, and very little product goes a long way. 1 pump and I'm good with this. 2 pumps, I still don't feel like I got the coverage I wanted. And if I did any more, then it would look cakey. So for me personally, Armani Luminous Silk is just still is superior to this for that same type of effect. And then as far as like finishes I prefer, Hourglass Soft Glow, and I even liked the Lancome Clear and Glow. I think that was a really beautiful foundation. I just hated that it had sunscreen and fragrance in it. Taking that out, that probably would have hit #1 for me. So I think that is one of the most beautiful finishes ever made. And then the HD Skin by Makeup Forever that I reviewed earlier this year, those are ones I continue to reach for, and I don't see myself reaching for this, to be 100% honest. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Let me know in the comment section, and let me know if this worked for you and if it looks really beautiful on your skin. I think it's really good to get that feedback in the comments section, so when other people read it, they're like, okay, well, it worked for her, let me try it out. And I always recommend, whether I give an amazing review or not such great a review, always go and try it yourself, because you don't know until you try it. Get a sample. You don't have to purchase it at first. They were really nice to give me samples, so I appreciate that. And you can get a few different shades too, to really go home and see before you buy it. I think that's really smart to do that. But other than that, let me know in the comments. Let me know if this was something on your wish list, or what you think, how it turned out on me, and make sure you watch to the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, before you go, please remember to hit that subscribe button and click that post notification bell. Join us. We're here every Friday and Sunday, and we just love for you to become part of our family. Please give this video a huge thumbs up when you guys hit the like button, and when you comment below. I always love hearing from you, but it also does help my videos out. It pushes my videos up through the algorithm, gets me more views and more Glam Fam sisters to communicate with. I enjoy so much. We've had so many new Glam sisters on here from the UK, the US. I love chatting with you guys. So you guys know that is just such a treat for me every Friday and Sunday to get on there and just go back and forth, and always keep me updated. I tell you guys that in the comments all the time. If you're like, oh, I want to try it, I'm gonna buy it, always keep me updated. I like to know. I love to hear that feedback. I love you guys so much, and continue watching, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Bye guys. All right, Glam Fam, so we're at the end of the day. I've had this on for 8 hours. I'm sweating like crazy because I've been moving around and trying to spring clean, so didn't quite make it out of the house today, but I wanted to give you an outdoor perspective. I think the color match is perfect, but as you can see, it's just not wearing that good. So not my first choice. I stand by my ratings, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow me at Kristi Allure, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys, bye.